Hello, I'm Kevin Porter, and like you guys, I'm a veteran, and I'm a veteran who struggled with PTSD. And admins, when I share this post onto your pages, please allow it through, because what I'm doing today is I'm looking for 20 veterans to help themselves to start helping other veterans. So if you hear me out. I fought in the Falklands War with the Royal Navy when I was just 18 back in 1982. I then followed that up a few years later with a double tour of duty in the Gulf during the Armilla Patrol, Iran-Iraq War, which lasted a year. And that sort of messed up with my head. And I, after 20 years, sought help. And eventually I got help. I got antidepressants, and I went to combat stress, and I also got CBT, which got me started on my path forward. But what changed my life was doing something different. And just like serving in the Army, in the Navy, the Air Force, we do things different all the time because we're very flexible. We have a great attitude to life until something goes wrong. And I met a guy called Graham Carter, MM, who was with 2 Para in the Falklands. And he carried on in the Army, came out as a major in the PT Corps, who was training neuro-linguistic programming. And I went on my practitioner course with him and my master practitioner course with him. And that first 2-week course turned my life around by using the language of your mind to reframe your life. It really was as simple as that, using hypnotic language to help you change the way you dealt and processed things. And I became a hypnotherapist, having worked with Graham and then another veteran called Trevor Ramshaw, who trained me to be a hypnotherapist, which has helped hundreds of people change their lives. And I'm now working with a system called rapid pain elimination therapy, and I've worked with a dozen veterans so far this year on it. And I'm doing a 4-week program with a guy down in Fiji. And all these guys have had CBT, and many of them have said to me that it is driving them mad just talking about it all the time, and it's not making any changes. Nothing is really changing until they come and talk to me and we start working together. And this guy in Fiji, he'd done 7 tours of duty, was shot 5 times and blown up 3 times. He was in a mess. His life is completely different after 4 weeks. It's been an incredible turnaround. And I will work with you. You don't have to go into a unit or into a clinic. If you live in Cumbria, great, we can work face to face. If you don't, I can work with you online like I'm talking to you now. And it will take 1 hour to 2 hours of your time a week to help you change your life. Now, you ask, if it's that good, why isn't it on the NHS? Well, because every time I speak to the NHS and charities, they say, and psychiatrists, they say, where's your evidence, Kevin? Where's your evidence that this works? Where are your trials? Well, I haven't got any trials, but I'm willing to come and work with you and work with some of your patients to demonstrate how this really works. And then we can perform and create some pilot schemes or some trials. You need evidence first. The only way I'm going to get that evidence, apart from going onto my website and my Facebook pages and seeing the testimonials, is by getting a group of veterans and working with them over a 4-week period and write up the case studies. So I have the evidence of how these guys, male or female, have changed. And I can then go to the NHS, backed up by 170 other counsellors that are trained in the same thing, therapists that are trained in the same thing that I'm trained in, and say, look, these are the results of a 20 person trial over an 8-week period. Now it's here. And not only is it here, but working with you, I will also ask for your permission to write to your medical practitioner, whether it be a doctor, counsellor, psychiatrist, and keep them updated on what's going on and how it's working. So we have some real evidence that this stuff can work. It will be anonymous if you want it to be anonymous when I write them up. But what will happen is that we will have proof that this stuff could really work and help other people because it's helped you. And then once we get it out there, we can get it, I can get into the NHS, I can get into the charities, I can get other people trained specifically in using this for PTSD. This is all going to cost, you're saying? Well, of course it's going to cost. But if you've seen any of my previous videos, I don't charge veterans if they cannot afford to be charged. They cannot afford to pay for it. If you can afford to make a donation, fantastic. Or if you're on a really good job, in a really good career, but struggling and can pay the full price, even better. Because obviously I have to earn a living. And the more I earn in my living, the more I can give my time freely to veterans. Now, if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor this program, I'd be happy to talk to them and help provide funds for it. And once we can get this thing really moving and get people fully engaged in it, the professionals, the medical professionals, the governments, the charities, we can start making a change to people's lives and see the reductions in suicides. Now, as I said, this will be for you, shared with your medical practitioner, but I will also want to include a significant other in your life, be it a wife, husband, partner, mother, father, brother, to join us on the final session and talk through how the changes have been and how they've been affected by your life and the changes that have happened, and ensure that we finally bed that in, those changes in on the final session, and get them to join in with that final session. Because it's important that you also have that support and that those people know that you're ready to make that change happen and you're making it happen. So all I'm asking is that you call me on 07593 899 629 and sign up for this program. 20 veterans. You can message me directly on Facebook. Go onto my website, transformationalhypnotherapy.co.uk, and email me. If it's not you that's struggling, but you know somebody who's struggling, share this video with them. Give them my telephone number. Ask them to talk to me. And let's find out how together we could make change happen for them. That number again is 07593 899 629. Message me directly on Facebook. It would be great to get this thing kicked off the ground, and I want it to start on the 1st of October. So I'm looking for 20 veterans by the 1st of October. It would be fantastic if you've been diagnosed with a mental health problem to really help this program keep its credence. If you haven't, that really doesn't matter. But if you're under a doctor or psychiatrist, etc., counsellor, this would give more support to what we're trying to do, because we will get their sign off at the end to say, wow, this has made a big difference to Joe's life. Happy to answer any questions. Happy to take any phone calls. That number again, 07593 899 629. And thank you all for listening.